Guys, we apologize. The computer kind of ran out of power, so we only got about 5 more minutes. Your name one more time.
Tai Zoon.
Tai Zoon. If you want to just finish the video, we started part one of the interview with Tai Zoon. He's from India.
Dubai.
And, Dubai, yeah, Dubai.
A little bit of England.
And we're going to finish this real quick. I guess I just only had one more question to ask. So what are your actual thoughts on the presidential election that's going on right now that we're all watching? As you can all see over there, it's just taking forever for them to count the states: Nevada, Pennsylvania, Georgia. What are your thoughts about, Trump and Biden and all that?
Like I told my mother, and what I just spoke to her, I just said, Mama,
you're not a democratic person.
Mama said knock you out. My dad's a democratic person. He believes in democracy. He believes in all that stuff. But for me, it's like, listen, we're broke. How anybody, everybody, we're really broke. Does everybody want to raise? And everyone's going to raise their hands. It's as simple as that. For me, I always thought I was a Democrat. But when it comes to my ideals, my philosophies, and things like this, I realize that I'm more Republican than Trump sometimes, and definitely more snobby. So my views are that maybe democracy will work when we don't need a rigid hand over the planet. The planet is going through some serious issues right now: global warming, blah blah blah, climate change, etc., etc., and COVID has kind of smashed everyone's GDPs, $3 billion deficit, everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So the world is pretty messed up when it comes to money. So right now the people don't know what they need. We need leaders with strong arms who can actually guide us in the right direction with the right information. Now, as we know, if we had to check for scientific information on Facebook, so we need the right sources. We need the people that have been in the business for 50 and 100 years, which is scientists, and all these people do report to higher authorities, and those higher authorities do report to and these facts that we're talking about. We don't vote on these facts. These are facts. The world is messed up. We've got the ice poles melting. We've got people using way too much plastic. We've got the world, the earth, the planet actually reacting to all this crap that we're putting into her system. We need someone who can step back and look at the bigger picture and give us a plan. We don't need a 4-year or a 3-year plan. We need a plan that's going to ensure that our planet survives, and therefore ensuring the survival of the human race, and we don't end up as fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. And you say you had to pick between Trump or Biden. You said who?
Trump. I mean, at the end of the day, we've got problems like Putin and the fat boy sitting in Korea. Before COVID, we had all the right issues. We had atomic bombs that could have gone off at any point in time. We had India and Pakistan, and we had want to fight over a little mountain range in the Himalayas, for God's sakes. So everybody wanted to bring out their big guns and kill everybody else and get into World War III. But believe it or not, I think COVID is a kind of blessing in disguise that allowed us to know what it's like to go to the bay and smell the bay and not the pollution, to actually see dolphins. Venice is, I've never been to Venice, but supposedly it's beautiful again. You've got dolphins and a whole bunch of crazy
I heard
shit.
that a long time ago. I thought that was a fraud or something.
No, it is true. You've got birds and species popping out because we've chosen to put a brake on our jet fuel, on our pollution levels, on a whole bunch of things.
Well, it's getting back to normal now. More so.
Normal is not what we need. We need to reboot. So if it's about getting back to normal, well, there is no normal anymore. That's one thing. And everyone's getting used to the fact of they didn't really need to go to work. You don't need to put, you just put on your shirt, look nice on the top, because at the bottom, you don't need to put on your perfume. You don't need to spend all that extra money. We don't need all those 5,000 departments telling us what perfume and what clothes to wear, so that we can impress someone at work who we didn't really want to impress, and we don't even want to remember their names because we got the corner office and they didn't. And that's what work was all about, getting people to wear shit and buy shit that they didn't already need. The whole point being that America has overspent a lot of money on a lot of things that they didn't really need. We're talking about we're not talking about food, we're not talking about water, we're not talking about all of that. We're just talking about a whole bunch of luxury items that people will take loans to buy just so they can impress people whose names they don't want to remember.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. And
Trump. Get the aces out. Come on.
I'm still, hoping Biden wins, but personally, thanks for the interview. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Take care. Javier Block 2-Way tuning out.